Until enlightened I seek refuge through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha. Until enlightened I seek refuge through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha in the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha. Until enlightened I seek refuge through merit from giving and the rest. To aid all may I become Buddha. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from bias, attachment, and hatred. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme among humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise, then, I prostrate. With pure bodies formed supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With supreme signs, face like spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust-free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean. To you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality. To the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts. To you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha. Homage to the Dharma refuge. Homage to the great Sangha. To all 3 ever devout homage. To all worthy of respect, bowing with bodies as many as all realms, atoms, in all aspects, with supreme faith I pay homage. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions. Perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a mirage, the flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. From Tushita's hundreds of gods, protectors hug, to tip of this fresh, pure, white, heaved curd-like cloud, O Lodesandra, Dharma's omniscient king, pray come to this place with your disciples, in space ahead, on lion throne, lotus and moon, venerable Guru, smile brightly with delight, pray stay hundreds of eons those to spread doctrine. As supreme merit, feel for my mind of faith. Your wisdom mind sees full range of knowables. Your eloquent speech adorns fortunate ears. Your beauteous body, fame, glory, outstanding. Homage to you, worthwhile to think of, hear and see. Pleasant offerings of water, various flowers, fragrant incense, light perfume, and so on. Oceans of offerings set out and envisioned, offered up to you, supreme field of merit, non-virtue committed with body, speech, and mind, which I have heaped up since beginningless time, especially what has contradicted 3 vows. Each I confess from my heart with strong regret. In time of strife you strove to learn and practice, shunned 8 mundane concerns, made life essence-full. O protector from depths of our hearts, we rejoice in your powerful great deeds. Venerable gurus from love and wisdom, clouds densely massed in your Dharmakaya sky, pray loose a rain of vast profound Dharma on fields of disciples just as needed. May whatever virtue that I've here gathered bring benefit to all beings and doctrine, and may it make venerable Losangdrapas essential teaching specially shine forever. Migme tsewe ter chen chen reizig, dreame kempe wang po jom pel yang, du pu malu zon se song wei dag, gan chen ke pe sung gen song kapa, up san dra pe shabla so wadeb. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seed of lotus on my crown, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments of body, speech, and mind. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments common and supreme. O glorious and precious root guru, pray take seed of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness, until supreme awakening remain steadfast. Homage to the exalted 3 jewels. Thus have I heard at one time the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajagriha on Vulture Mountain, together with a great assembly of monks and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was absorbed in the concentration of the countless aspects of phenomena called profound illumination. At that very time, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, was looking perfectly at the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, perfectly looking at the emptiness of inherent existence of the 5 aggregates also. Then through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, how should a child of the lineage train who wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom? Thus he spoke, and the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, replied to the Venerable Shariputra as follows. Shariputra, whichever son or daughter of the lineage wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom should look perfectly like this, subsequently looking perfectly and correctly at the emptiness of inherent existence of the five aggregates also. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, like this, all phenomena are empty, without characteristics, that is, they are not produced and do not cease. They have no defilement and no separation from defilement. They have no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visible form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, and no mental phenomenon. There is no I element, and so forth, up to no mind element, up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance, no cessation of ignorance, and so forth, up to no aging and death, and no cessation of aging and death. Likewise, there is no suffering, no origin, no cessation, no path, no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and abide in the perfection of wisdom, and because their minds have no obstructions, they have no fear. Passing utterly beyond error, they attain the final state beyond sorrow. All the Buddhas who reside in the three times by relying upon the perfection of wisdom become manifest and complete Buddhas in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the equal to the unequaled mantra, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, since it is not false, should be known as the truth. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared. Tayata gate gate paragate parasam gate bodhisoha. Shariputra, this is how a bodhisattva, a great being, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom. Then the Blessed One arose from that concentration and said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, well said, O child of the lineage, so it is. The profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced exactly as you have taught, and the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Shariputra, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, and the entire assembly, as well as worldly beings, gods, humans, demigods, Gandharvas, and others, were filled with admiration and highly praised what had been spoken by the Blessed One. In the holy supreme abode of the Dakinis, possessed of clairvoyance and miraculous power, unwaveringly caring for practitioners as your children, homage to the host of the three places Dakinis. Akasamara Sasadara Samarape. Tayata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhi Soha. Through the power of the truth, the exalted three-jewel speech, may all on the side of negativity, such as the four Maras, be stopped. May they become non-existent. May they be pacified. All enemies, obstructors, and hindrances, Shante Kuri Soha. The 80,000 types of obstructors pacified, free from adverse harmful conditions. May all be conducive in perfect auspiciousness, bring happiness and well-being here right now. Saji Puhi Junshi Me Tong Tramri Robling Ji Ni Degen Padi Sangye Jingdu Migte Ua Yito Kunam Nag Jin La Chehi Chahapavatu So Idam Guru Mandala Kamniyatayami Chodang Choki Chonam La Jantru Badu Dagni Katsuchi Dagi Churnam Ki Pesonam Ki Drola Penche Songye Dropa Sho Chodang Choki Chonam La Jantru Badu Dagni Katsuchi Dagi Churnam Ki Pesonam Ki Drola Penche Songye Dropa Sho Chonam La Janchu Badu Dagni Katsuchi Dagi Churnam Ki Pesonam Ki Drola Penche Songye Dropa Sho
Good evening. How many times we skip or missing the class? We missing the class. Remember? 3 weeks?
It's been 4 weeks. We missed 3 classes. That's 4 weeks ago.
Oh, good. Do you meditation? How's it? Do you have any experience? Huh?
It helps me other practices.
How long in meditation?
How long?
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Every day? It's work?
Yeah.
Okay. Like how you meditation? Can you share? Yes.
I was very appreciative of the structure you gave us, the way to do it. Really
Okay.
helped me focus. And I think that in general, overall, I felt like I had less negative thoughts. Less anger.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was very happy. I'm very happy with it.
Good. Then how you meditation? Do you like anyone to like to share?
So I do it slowly, then sometimes I get a little bit of feeling, but then I easily get distracted. So I try to do it, but if I try to do it too quickly, then the feeling doesn't really come up very much.
Oh, really?
So if I try to do it just a little bit,
Slowly?
not too quickly, but like maybe 6, 7 minutes to do the part we talked about.
Okay. Good. Jennifer?
It helped me really see how much of what I consider people being kind or unkind is all about me. And because I really, in the part of the meditation where we think about someone like our mother who's been very kind and then someone who's been unkind, I started to be able to think about the person who I consider to be unkind, that maybe in someone else's meditation, they're the person that is most kind. Maybe they're
Yeah.
somebody's father, maybe there's somebody, and just because I had that, that one experience, and, I thought of all kinds of different ways that person could be very, very kind.
Some people.
Yeah, but it's just that self-cherishing, seeing them as unkind because of my interaction with them. And then also thinking about my mother as being very, very kind, but I know she has a sister-in-law that doesn't think she's very kind, it's all
Yeah.
so personal and really.
Good. Do you meditation? Yeah. Not much time.
I've
Little
been
bit.
trying to just do,
Little bit.
I watched other YouTube video. I've been watching Tenley video, and his method is to breathe in, aware of your body, and breathe out, and release your stress. And I've just been doing that lately, and it works a little bit. And I feel like I can do that anytime, anywhere. I'm not driving, but.
Yeah, don't do driving. Big
but,
dangerous.
Yeah, I haven't been very good in following the book.
Good, good, good. Okay. Yeah, meditation. When you do meditation, then you can do same meditation for all the time. Again, you don't have to look for new one. Then you can realization and different kind of mind. Otherwise, we always change the meditation. You don't much see that to result. Try to same meditation to to again, to not too long. But we too long, then we get tired. Then we lost the object. Therefore, there's a short time to perfect every day. Okay.
So for me, when I do the part where I think how unintentional the other person's action was, the more I did that, I know I talked to you and I switched who I decided who was the most unkind, and I found that I couldn't use him as an example because he wasn't intentionally unkind, and the more I meditated on that, the more I realized that it was just my view of it, just always just my view of what's going on that's causing me the pain.
Yeah. If you like that kind, you get to change the also the object of the the meditation. Otherwise, sometimes also it can more destroy. You can try to something like doesn't much bother you. If also makes you some emotion or something to uncomfortable or anything, but it doesn't much give you more strong emotion or more strong detox, you say, grow. It distracts thoughts. Okay, we need to be very careful. Sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, because I make them. Otherwise we say, okay, I want to, everyone to be very kind. Then we don't really focus. Okay, who very kind? The who is shopping or who's working the supermarket. We don't want much feeling. If someone also doesn't, my enemies, we don't really find who's my really enemy. That enemy means, someone makes you push your buttons more. Then you can do that. Also, reason that person push your button also not intentionally. First time, maybe second, third time that. How do we know if the other person not intentionally to push my button? Because we push also others' button. The first time we are not intentionally. Okay, today I want to make that unhappy. No one have any like that thought. Because how we describe things or how the other person who understands what we do, what we say, then there we go wrong direction, right? Okay, Tenley 감정은 다다 년세대 고 네바케 요마르와스 쇼케 다데 고다 년에 진도 고다 년에 쇼케 다인 받는 요거로.
So there is no certainty, to our friends and enemies. Someone who is friend in the morning can turn into an enemy in the evening, or someone who is enemy in the morning can turn into a friend in the evening.
된다 가서한테 쓰이데 강한들 마 레레 탐조 찔라다 세시요다.
So it says blame everything to one, so there's this line where it says blame everything to one.
되게 된다 쪼가나다 샤선데 투사디 라치반데 젠데스 투레 라바레.
So the one that is referring to is the self-cherishing attitude.
나다 되게 고아데 레라오지 가서 고아데 렌토 말은 가서 telaya 뇽한테도 말이야.
So it's not easy to understand that, or gain realization of that. So not only us, it's every sentient being, who have a mind, who breathes.
Okay.
And then after that it says, meditate on the kindness of all. So meditate on the kindness of all means all sentient beings who have been very kind to us. Of course, they definitely have been kind to us in the past, and will be even more kind in the future.
Okay. And
so now we're going to do a little bit of meditation here. So first, think about the disadvantages of the self-cherishing attitude. So most of the time when we feel unhappy, it's all because of thinking about oneself, right? Or I. So there's something that didn't happen the way I wanted, or someone didn't say the things that I like to hear, or something that I didn't, that they didn't get along with me, so like that. So it's all because of I and me, right? Because of that, then we feel unhappy. And so the self or the I, that's that we all have that, right? Grasping at the self, thinking as I all the time. And so just like we hold, to our I, the others hold to their I too, right? So then they have their I, I's desire, and then we have our I's desire. So when these two don't get along, then there gets, conflict and fight, So just like it is said in the Guru Puja, the Lamrim part, it says, cherishing oneself is torment to all, is the door of all the torments, and cherishing other is the foundation of all good qualities.
Okay. So
blame everything, to one. So blame everything to one. So think about that, self-cherishing attitude. So think that everything is to be blamed to this self-cherishing attitude. So think about the situation, where you had a conflict with somebody, like physically, with a fist, or verbally, or mentally, and someone that you didn't get along with, someone that you had a fight with. Think about that situation, today or yesterday, or last week, or last month, last year. So think about that situation for a minute. And then think about how it started at the beginning. So it's either that a person didn't do the way you want it to be done, or the person didn't listen to you, or the person didn't get along with your way of thinking.
Kusati, Nesamanish Chemaso, Nala go at the Chemaso, Nila Tata, Nala Nyamaso, Tendeji 2 years.
So that's the way it comes to, is thinking that they didn't do the way I wanted it to be done. They didn't listen to me. They didn't pay attention to me, or they didn't do the way I want to do. So think about that situation and what caused it, what caused that situation. Think about that. Yeah.
대진에 땅 나세 간제 내서 섬서 티가 떠는 연구여보다 란트는 되게 오래됐다. 배나 달래는데 질란다 땡. 네 아무나 나세 들려치 많이 말 때는 연구여 몬트서는 되게 란트는 되게 오래.
So if you come to understand that all that problem came because of the self-cherishing attitude, because of I thinking of I. Didn't do the things the way I want to do it, or didn't listen to me, and so forth. So if you come to understand that, then that's very good.
Okay.
Do you come to understand that? So do you come to understand that it all began, it all started because you thought that it didn't happen the way you wanted it, they didn't listen to you and so forth. So just like you thought like that, the other person also thinks like that. The other person also thinks that, oh, he didn't listen to me, he didn't do the way things I want to be done, I want to have it done like that. And so so those all that problem comes down to the self-cherishing attitude, right? So because of the I. Is that right? So if you come to understand that, then that's good. So most of people don't understand that and don't accept that. That's why there's more and more problems.
Okay.
So first you understand that, and then once you have understood, once you find out the disease, then there's a way to find the cure for that. So if you don't find out the disease, then how are you going to cure it, right? There's no way to cure it if you don't find out the disease.
Okay.
So that think like that, think about that. Think how it comes all down, to the self-cherishing attitude, thinking that I or the ego, right? So of course, that's true, but doesn't mean that you just have to feel bad about yourself and just sit there and do nothing. Of course, you have to do something to overcome it.
Okay, that was it. That he would like to show Gomes at Tango to show more. Kanji and the Simja Tamja and the Suzuko and the Tango number in by Nambe Jawanga Kennego. Jawanga Kenable and the Javala Jenny Shewa, Tina and Nachi by Nani, any Tapama go, Pama Shiva Kalata, Kanji, Denary, Mandanare, and the Pamim Mado, two Massacre Mati, and the Tronera Dawa Gonyakova. tena ma che go wa ani chene ya sango che pe me nga so ka ding cha yo de tena mala che wala thomo memba da mala thoma memba tena semje tsame ga tanda ma che we ka ka de na ji ji nga ma che we ka le pe na nga ma mo che nyo wa tena ka de chen bo res 다 마치 매바 임바나야 가서 단데 심절람 셴발 마테바 가서 대토메도 그래시 보레스 나 같이 간갈 그래시 뭐 공부거스.
And then just like it says here, meditate on everyone as very kind. So meditate on the kindness of others and other sentient beings. So as a Buddhist, we believe in past and future lives, right? And so we believe in rebirth. So when you're born, the poor way of taking birth. And especially if you are born through the womb, then definitely you have a mother, right? And so a mother who carry you in her womb for 9 months and 10 days and like that, and during that time how much she has been very kind to you. And even at the time when of course those think about those kindness, and even at the time when she has not, or the sentient being has not been your mother, and they have been kind in many different ways. So think about all these kindnesses of others.
Okay, today the task semje da dewan do ba chingsu dugam da ba chingsu imbares.
And also think about all sentient beings being equal in wanting to be happy and not wanting any sufferings.
Okay, ta tu kamanga gomja da tu chene soso la ka de chembo yemba. Tema da dewan do dugam da ba chingsu imba soso samu tani pa da ba shi samu shi ta.
So now meditate on that for 5 minutes, thinking about the kindness of others. So think about the kindness of others in many different ways, and how they've been very kind to you, and also think about how all sentient beings are equal in wanting to be happy and not wanting any suffering. So not thinking, oh, this is how it is, not thinking just, oh, that's how it is, but think like this is. Think like that. Think think that they are all same in wanting to be happy and not wanting any sufferings. So you have to think about all this in the sequence, like one after another, and how you did it. Like just like for example, when you come here, you drove in the car, and then you park the car in the parking lot, and then you got out of the car, you got into the gompa, and you opened the door and got into the the center. You took off your shoes, you came in here, you made a prostration, you sat down. All this process, all this sequence, the whole sequence, just like that. You meditate on the sequence of the mind training.
Tanda chadangso chenpa tsuwa na pena ama che nyue tani tsuwa yuwa yi tani yuwa yi na ane susu ga ame yang susu dawa gala ya chogo na nyawa res tika ka kali ta sam tango res.
And so those of you have been a mother, you have the experience, so you can think about like the experience that you had. And you can think about the experience that your mother went through that too. Like how she carried you in her womb for such a long time, and how much difficulty she went through while carrying you in her womb. Think about that.
Kaje soso tingi nyamnyo mewa yena yang anata amaji samno tang tiga kale kase jagan tinde sam tang.
So even if you don't have the experience of being a mother, then think about other beings who have been mother and how much difficulties or sufferings they go through.
Ani amategaya pugulaya ani shamtegaya mikata ani domba gemoshor ani tse chuze pena chireni prime ani tsala ya lang pula gomat kale kase jawati ko samtang ko.
And think about the mother's love and how she looks at the child at you with her with the loving eyes, and how she smiles at you, and how difficulties she goes through, like waking up in the middle of the night to feed you, and at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, getting up and feeding you.
아니 다 단다 소소배나 내가 제가 로바 아니 랍단도 로바 갱에 또 참아 가리신 보이 바레스.
And and then also think about the kindness of one's colleagues, the co-workers who is working with you, and your teachers. They have all been they have all been very kind to you. So even though they have not been our mother in this life, but they have been very kind in many different ways.
Otherwise, if you get meditation, then get mad. You're thinking that other people talking that. Good. Oh, this that the name by that the one to do Chintu in Barre, something that reverse.
And then think about the how sentient beings are same or equal, and wanting to be happy and not wanting any sufferings. Is that true or not? So now you can relax, and if you need to change your positions, you can do that. After that, we're going to meditate more again.
Okay. Tangos don't go with us. And the touch on the tambo on the book Nanaya, Tempekalaya, and the Susugaya, and the Sanya Yoagi, and the Kange, the Dajimayo Kange, Dawa Jimayo Kange, Lo Jumayo Kange, Kuhayim Baden, the Sosola to Tanda, and it's Karo. That must have gone to Twitang or some dance, even number to draw. They are to one Napo.
And now I'm going to do meditation on Tonglen, taking and giving. So you first you take the sufferings, and then you give the happiness. So take the sufferings, starting from oneself. So think about one's sufferings or one's problems, and that one is going to face tomorrow, or the next week, next month, next year. So whatever problems and sufferings that we're going to face, think about all those sufferings and imagine taking them, to you now, in the form of like a black smoke, and thereby, you're free from all those problems, to be experienced next day or next week or next month or next year. So think about that, coming to oneself right now.
pena zugu namara yo chisanta telapa tumne team mewa chosung some goddess.
And so as you breathe in, inhale, yeah, you imagine taking all those sufferings to be experienced in the future in a form of black smoke. And then at your heart, there is like a solid self-grasping ignorance. Yeah? And that smoke, strikes the self-grasping, self-cherishing mind and at your heart, and like a feel in the physical form, and that destroys and it becomes non-existent.
파타메 갑라야 아니 소소가 페나 산이요 이동아데 메바 차소 나니요 이동아 메바 차소 던자 이것도 강에 메바 차소 삼고레스.
And then as you breathe out and think that you are free from all those problems, the problems that you're going to experience next day, next week, next month or next year.
Okay, taindas. Okay, now we start, okay?
Now you do that meditation again.
I'm going to do it.
Now you will change again.
다 소소 동안은 다 안에 심지 연기야. 안에 강 문제가 동안다 강사 직선 담고 같이 안에 심지 연기 강 문제가 동안데 안에 소소가 옥수 나한테 받은 냠도지 안에 또 나보 나바지네요. 소소니까 강안들라 좀 텔레쇼보다 대양 매바차서 섬지 바다에 가라고서 우티페나 다와 까보는 나바치네 나고네 바송치 엔테sem제 탑줄라 보베 대와던 템퍼레처 송섬 오도 정도 테마고 지라 파도 저긴다.
So now this is exchanging, right? Equalizing, exchanging the self with others. So now think about all the sufferings of other sentient beings, and so as you inhale, imagine taking all the sufferings of other sentient beings in the form of black smoke. Again, the self-cherishing, your self-cherishing mind is at the heart in its physical, in the physical form, and that the black smoke, which is the the form of sufferings of other sentient beings, in that form, that strikes the self-cherishing attitude at your heart, and it destroys that. So, and then as you breathe out, imagine giving them all the happinesses. So you do this in and out for a little bit now.
양조 오자인다. 아니 되게 나도 돈는데 공부했어. 아니 대제라 아니 가서 열당 아니 열치 그러니까 아니 랑고는 맞아봐 때만 맞아봐 다 나나지 요 말에 some dance 때라 돈 공부하고 그랬어.
So now we're going to change the topic again. And so now all the things that appear to us, that doesn't exist in a way they appear to us, like the object, the subject, and the mind, which is seeing the object. None of these things, none of the objects and subjects exist in a way they appear to us.
아니 내게 게 단다 스트레칭 캔슬 지어를 기초로 상파데 게 가디나 송거래서 동반이 없다. 다 마음먹는 상당 연구 말했어. 소소 나나지 매 두지 상당 수는 되게 송거도스.
So my teacher, a former abbot of Serja Monastery, Geshe Chekawa, always says that when you meditate on emptiness, just think that things do not exist the way they appear to us, just like that, just that.
Okay, 자, 네, 발막가리나 소소 나나지 매 삼고레스.
So everybody, like your friends, your enemies, the strangers, none of these beings, exist the way they appear to you. So now that's to be meditated on. Okay, so now meditate on that. Were you able to meditate on that? Were you able to hold that in your mind, or your mind got distracted to other things? So yeah, try to keep that without forgetting. Yeah? Like sometime when we say, I'm going to think about this, then suddenly the mind goes somewhere else. So at that time, then bring your mind back to that object again, and thinking about how things do not exist the way they appear to us. So that's meditating on emptiness. So after contemplating on the bodhicitta, when you understand, when you meditate on this, then that becomes the ultimate bodhicitta. And then when you come out of the meditation, which is called the post-meditative equipoise, so during that time, then everything, so when you're out of meditation, so then you see the things, but then you have to think about all these things as an illusion. So they're all, everything that appears to you, you have to think they're all like illusion.
Okay? What did Kazante Marchi Chinazo did not watch? And the touch Rast Mandros of Kazan Mandros of the Anjuma, Rast Nondo Kishains.
So that was we just did a sort of a review of what we went through already before.
And the Antikala Sholum can the Tikajan, so I never chambor it. And Gom Jayatipana Caruso, Senator Dewan and Devajas, Tindipan, Sudan Dogi Chain and Santana, and that cannot much of a pen it was.
And then it says, be mindful of them in order to admonish yourself, train with the words in all activities. So recite the words, and then that will remind you, of the things to think about, You know, so that's like reciting the prayers. You know, so that will remind you to not forget, you know, and to remind you of what to think about.
Okay. Any
questions so far?
Yes.
You say to meditate on that things don't appear.
Don't exist.
Don't exist the way they appear. I mean, how do you meditate on that beyond just that concept? I mean, do we use the meditations, for instance, that a friend is not, appears as a friend, but I guess, yeah, that's my question. How do you meditate on that?
저랑 가리 싸면에 변해 저랑 기변에 가리 소소 조보 조모 소소 강바 가지 소소 작 가리 거나 다데 나나지 봐. 주 가리 더나 아니 주데 나나지 봐. 샘나 가리 남도 샤와나 대가 나나지 봐.
말하다 뭐라서 되다. 저보 샤와데 저보 말해서 그래.
저보 말라게 맞다.
어디라 그러다.
저보 말해들라게 말이지.
나와도 요 말해서 돼.
나와나지요 말했어. 다 나와는 메시지 저랑 파 세바이나 고데레가 강바드를 락바르잖아. 얘기 뭐한다 나와나지요 말라 그랬어. 말로 나들라 어떻게 돼서 뭐도 도도라 때 도도지 나 데레삼 거로 왔어. 당고니 파레 체는 고데레가 강바르라고 하는 건 얘기 맞대. 나한테 메라고 그랬어.
So, you know, how, of course, you know, when we say, oh, this is my friend, the friend appears to you, and then, but doesn't mean that there's no friend, you know. There is a friend, but the way the friend appeared to you, you know, it's like very solid there, as if you can grab. You know, that's how it appears, right? But you really, does the friend really appear, really exist that way? No, right? So if you go and look for the friend, you can't find it. And so if you like, you know, we think that's like a solid, a physical solid friend like that there exists from his one side. That's how it appears to us, you know. But things do not exist in that way. That's what it means.
So with that type of meditation, we should come up with an example to meditate on?
What do you mean by example?
Well, I mean an example of something that appears a certain way but isn't that way. Because if you just think about it in general about all of life, I think it's very hard to move the mind. But
찍을라 샤나 말하는 찾아 지당을 샤와이나 제다바지 샤나
찍을라 샤
제다바지 샤나
샤라바지 샤 대배전에 박강가 검쪽으로 왔어.
Yeah. So you think about a particular object, you know, and then you can think about then you can apply that, you know, to the, you know, like whole general objects.
단다 지나서 안하는 것도 좀 사망 안하는 것도 왔어.
So, you know, Geshe appears to all of you right now, right?
전설라야 기실라 거는 저들은 독서 기실라 된들라 그러 왔어.
So how does he appear to you as a solid person there, right? That you can point to. So if someone say, "Where's Geshe?" you say, "There's Geshe." You can even like point, right?
당가도 전전 독서 등이 수보들라 때는 안 독서 두여로 와.
So how you know what appears to you is his body, right?
다 뭐지 들어왔나 기실라 수보도 기실라 저는 저 도바치 사사랬어.
And then if someone were to ask, you know, what appears to you, you know, Geshe-la's body, is that Geshe? Is Geshe-la's body Geshe? Then there's a doubt already, right? Comes in your mind.
다 대마도 안에 다 샘들에 와서 대행함도 똑같이 사는.
And then what you know, which part of, you know, Geshe is the Geshe? You know, is it his mind? Is Geshe-la's mind Geshe? And again, there's a doubt about that.
다 파고지는 고들에가 강바들에가 아니 샤들에가 조거는 다 대행함도 똑바마용도.
So then, you know, if you go into more detail, like which one is Geshe? Is Geshe-la's head or Geshe-la's hand or Geshe-la's chest, Geshe-la's skin, Geshe-la's bone? Which one is Geshe? So none of those things are Geshe, right? But does Geshe exist? Yes, right? Geshe exists. So what appears to us is not the Geshe, right? Is that the Geshe?
It is, but it isn't. It's parts.
Well, the parts. 근데 인자 남주고 사만나지면 다때 파 아니 풍봉하고 강을 할 때는 답변가세 쑥 소원 듯이 나마셔 보면 될 때는 딱 따셔야 돼. 딱 미리 내가 제일 그래서 먼저 대사만 거기에 말아왔어.
So, but there's a Geshe-la. Which is Geshe-la? Geshe-la is a name, right? A term, Geshe-la. It's label, given to his aggregates, right? To that, and then that, performs the function. So, but it does, to us, thing, Geshe-la doesn't appear like that, right?
답변은 미기 따탄으로 배지나 나변은 게시당월에 아니 다 니마싱에 고 세라만지네 아니 대신에 딱 가나 게시다 미 타서 그랬어 나 미치 바래 고 가는지 와도요 뭐로.
And so, when he, became a Geshe, right? He took the, a Geshe exam and then, appointed as a Geshe. Then since then he became a Geshe. Before that he was not a Geshe, right? But it's the same person.
Same
right?
person.
So, but the level changed, right? Yeah, that was the same person.
다 대신에 지금도 마치 바로바로 시작한다. 아니 다 티셔츠 해야 돼. 미 다셔 봐.
And then when he gives, some talk, then he's labeled as a teacher again.
그래다 그 미가 갈다다는 거래 너.
So it's all in the level, right?
미가 따는지 그
However he's labeled.
로. 다 테라데 레까지 오고 도 테나지 레까지 오고 지금도 깝들라야 티셔츠 따야매 오 게시다 따야매도.
So of course there is a a validation, right? So you can't just call anybody teacher, right? So there is a function for a teacher, and when you perform that function, then you'll be labeled as a teacher, because otherwise you can just also call the cop a teacher. You can't call the cop teacher, right?
도저히 삼다다 아니 간주고 사마다 오늘의 빙고에도 그런 이만 뜻은 자기가 말이다.
And so so how we think and how it is in reality is very different.
근데 이제 열에서 나는 간주 나나지요 말해서 나 거다 다용도 와.
So therefore, it says yes, it exists, but doesn't exist in a way it appears to us.
원래처럼 가는 게 나는데 어다 코레서 그냥 간주 수벌은 죽더라. 원래 코레서.
So then how does it appear to you? It appears as a solid thing that you can point to and you can grab to like that.
나도 변나 마거서 가는 데서나 아니 보사지 열에서 아니 거다 tundu치 샤열에서 수번들이 있는 간주 미질라 코 디스크립 책으로 왔어.
So then if like say somebody says, who's Michael? Oh, Michael is this young guy with the short hair and this is like that, so you can describe, right, about Michael.
동안도 반드시 자기로 해는 간주 나나지 파트는 얘기 못 된다. 나와 나지 요 말에 좀 근데 찔렀습니다.
So we describe like that, but then if we look for the Michael the way he appeared to us, we couldn't find.
오케이? 그냥 간주 뒤돌아는 내가 뒤와라 그러었어. 당가지는 넥시나 내 뒤와라나 양아도 말하라 그러고.
Same with the mala, right? So we say which part, this is a mala, but which part of it is the mala?
They say, this is a mala. You said, no, this is not mala, this is a bit. You got to call bit, right? Then Rimbo is tachi. And then Tabata, and then mala tashi.
So we call it rosary, right? So we say rosary. So which part of it, is the rosary? So the all the beads, the string, to the thread, then we label it as a mala or rosary, right?
당간도 레가치는 뭐지 보스지나 아니 콜라치지 콜라가치는 지는 간도 삼이 콜라 보스 미 따시지래 네 코랑 그 보스 차서 뭐랑 간도 바 따셔.
So someone you call a boss, so because of his function, right? The way he do the things, and then we say okay, so he's labeled as a boss.
다 도대나 간데 간도 나당 오이 그게 접선이 된 작으면 나는 요 말에 삼나 그 주마 작요 말에.
So the how the things appear to us and how they really exist, doesn't go along, right? Therefore, what appears to us is a false. So it's a false existence.
Okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, it was more about just how do you have a focused meditation like that. That seemed like a broad topic. So you're saying pick an example, meditate on that, and then take that and apply it more broadly.
Just walk.
So you apply that one to one particular object.
Right, any object.
Yeah,
any object. You can any object. You say this is a book. Then you someone say, okay, it is a book. You say this is not a book, it's paper. The whole inside the red thing, even you don't have the paper in the or letters. We don't say book. It's not book, right? Everything you put like labels, names. Yes.
But for me, I find it more easier if the object is a person or individual, right? If it's a book, it means I don't have much emotion to it.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
So I usually, like when you're describing it, I usually have a particular person that's coming to focus in my life, and I just use that as object,
Yep.
and then I can
Walk that.
Yeah, work on that and then apply later.
Later.
When you're more familiar with that, then you can apply
Yeah.
to other things. Yeah.
You can explain, you can understand one object. You don't have to change all the time. You just check it one object again, again. Then very easy to move others. Just take example, same that.
So
Okay? Yeah, yes.
Is the purpose is to change our opinion on certain things, like if we're angry or something, that way give us more peace.
Yeah, it's good.
그래, 내가 저기 가서 저기다 내단데 파지불로 치더라고요. 그냥 미치를 콘도 사버나다. 그냥 콘도 마사지.
Yes, yes. This is very powerful. 당간도 오pen 단서 자와칭이 들어왔어.
So it's because it all comes, from the self-cherishing attitude, right? Self-grasping ignorance, self-grasping ignorance. And so when you think about that, then the self-grasping ignorance will be cut off. So that's very, very powerful. Therefore,
근데 제가
thinking in that way is very powerful.
드레다 간돌아 라쇼라 잡아 슈지 못 매봐. 현실로 다음에 당와칭 좀. 근데 거기 다 비동네 자게.
And so that's
오. 그래서 단다 저 셈나 감다 맞아 슈슈 감다 계속 왔어. 디캅랑 나도 심어가도 제어래.
So were you able to see yourself that time? The self, the very strong grasping of the self, right? Usually you can't see it, right?
That time 슈슈
At that time you see very strong.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so when you have attachment or anger, we think of something as beautiful, and that's why we get attached to it. So but if we think that, oh, it's not really beautiful as beautiful as it appears to me, then your attachment will be gone. So just like that, when you're angry, you hate something or you're angry with somebody, and then he says, oh, it's not really bad as it appears to me. If you don't see the bad, then you will not be angry. So that's why. So like thinking in that way is very powerful to overcome all these delusions, like anger, attachment, everything. So that's why it's very powerful.
Yes.
So I'm thinking of a relationship you have with your guru. Is it possible to eliminate all your attachments?
그래서
랑기 라마님도 지금 되어져라. 아니 딜라 되네 가서 저 먼저 잡아 주는 매버 채토를 해서.
잡아 대라니 응원하셨는데 잡아 말했다. 아니 가로 다 대화 슈치로 그러었어.
So yeah, you should not have attachment to your guru.
There's a certain, I feel like
I mean, you can say devotion, like a devotion, like devotion. Yes, faith and devotion. Yeah, you can have that. Yeah, that's more positive.
아니 소수 질라야 소수 개개라야 즉 근데 따다 야 가서 여든지 소수 셈 다 배운 그랬어.
디디가는 안제 주는 거를 이거 벌써 뭐.
당봉 안 들어온 거래. 근데 야 용이라다 이거네 토르토르다 가서 매워 자는 그러었어.
Yeah, first your devotion, can be based on the self-grasping ignorance, but then as you become more and more familiar with that, then you say, oh no, it's not like that, and then your devotion, and because devotion is a positive attitude, like love, compassion, those are okay, so those kind of things, those like just like that, is of course, at the beginning, everything is based on the self-grasping ignorance, but then as you meditate more and more, then it becomes more and more pure, and it will not be based on self-grasping ignorance.
근데 소수 개개라야 따다 야가 가서 여와 짬지 개개 소소라 납자 잡아나 소소 다 pen 그랬어.
So how much, because having devotion towards the guru is very positive and helpful, because more devoted you are towards the guru, that much more you will heed towards him or her. If you're not devoted to him, then you will not listen to the person. If you're really devoted, oh yes, then you listen, to your teacher.
어떻게든 대 제주대 개개 얘기는 니바치로 라래가 말이야 소소라 라래가 와서.
And so so it doesn't depend on the teacher and how much he or she will be able to make you listen. It depends on how much devotion you have towards that teacher. That will make you listen, to the teacher.
근데 소소라야 개개라 대관으로 시라면 도나면나 가슴이 가들람나 개개라 소소를 펜 도고 말 소소 가데 펜 도는 거 말어.
So if you don't have that devotion, faith, or belief in the teacher, then no matter how much the teacher says, you will not listen. So it is very powerful, to have that thought, which will make you listen and do the practice.
Okay. Yes.
I'm not sure if certain vulnerability you're going to put out with a guru. So you really have to trust. And how do you find that balance of trust? That is a sincere teacher. I'm not, I don't,
How you trust?
yeah.
这당不这是久了。
Yeah.
당보 배나 yeah, for you to check. 배나 당보 배나 주니 아니 주셔당 간데도 시야당 거는 상제 배나 가동 동도 도금도 삼당고.
Of course, you have to find some qualities, right, in the teacher. Devotion doesn't just come from your side only. It depends on how he or she is teaching, right? First, you listen to the person. And says, is he talking? Is he talking, in a nice way, and is he talking according to Buddha's teaching, or not? So you check. You have to check, of course. You have to check for a long time. So then, once you find that, oh yes, he or she is the real teacher, then you can start to have that, relationship.
배나 신이 도와 셔바 녀셔바 얘들 라바스제다 간제 아니 지금 간제 시시 도와 간제.
That's why I found it very difficult in the Vietnamese community. All the venerable you see, you address them as the teacher.
Yes.
And by addressing them as teacher, you will feel like you become the student. And not necessarily it's the case, but it's just formality. We do that, and sometimes I think that's a misunderstanding.
Yes.
And I mean, I think I'm going through the similar process by now.
네, 근데 개개인세대 개개나 있는 게 말아 가네.
간데나 저도 간데나 배나 만족 배나
개개인세 개가서 가서 답지 라바 gem바서 개가서 그러더니세요.
나도 텐데 배나 나도 배나 재미나 건가라 마스터 라고 왔어. 이집고 나고 수고 라고 마스터 라고. 대 이집이 참 개개네 라가 계셔 말고. 아니 그 라바 gem바다. 얘는 라바가 전에서는 되게 안 따다요.
미션다게 개개나.
배나 간주 배나 미션하게 배나 간주고이나 배나 소소 라바 gem바 강가라 개라 라고 그랬어. 간주 개개 내가 개요 말했어. 그 라바 gem바 미션에 개라 라고 그랬어.
So, like just example, the teacher, my son's teacher will call me dad also, right? Hello, dad. Like they will call me dad, right? Am I really their dad? No, right? They're referring to my son's dad, So like that, So when somebody says teacher, doesn't mean that it has to be your teacher, So anybody who teaches is a teacher, right? So not your teacher, but somebody else's teacher. So it's okay to address them as a teacher. And especially in the Tibetan like monastic environment, there's all the monks they call the senior ones a teacher. Also you can call teacher, because in some way they teach you, like how to be more disciplined, and all these things. So they give you all these teachings, so you can call them a teacher. And also because they are more senior than you, and then that way also you can call them teacher. Like that. But doesn't mean that you have to see them as a teacher. You don't have to think of them as your teacher,
Remember that all the monks, Tibetan monks also they had, who had the class with me, I called them so, Ge Tashi or Ge, Tenzin. Who the Lord class with me, also they Gen Awa. I'm not their teacher. We don't have any connection, but like that, for respect.
Out of respect, yeah.
Therefore, it's not meant here he or she your teacher. Real your connection teacher is I really told two couple many different ways. Usually traditional way you also you have to ask that he or she, could you accept me, you're the student. If he or she accept that, then you're the real teacher. Another way, if you receive any empowerment, any vows from that, then he or she is your teacher. Another way, you have very strong or faith, the teacher. That's even you don't talk, you have very strong faith. Also, the teacher, that he or she has also very great motivation to teach for you. Then, and that's also like getting the yoga. Getting on a get to Yande, Kono Yowachi, Kesha Majovana, Chuti, and the Wachona, and the getting into a channel with Rova.
So even if you traditionally you can ask, you have to ask, right? But even if you don't ask, but if you have that, if you find that that the teacher gives you teaching, and then you find that very helpful, and then you find that then that can from there also you form the the relationship of teacher disciple. You can do that way also. But anyway, so yeah, so earlier Geshe was saying that you have to check about understand the qualities of of authentic teacher, and then once you know them, and then see whether the teacher have those qualities or not, and if they have, then you can see as a teacher.
아니 아직 춘다고 냠바다 고 세게 땡땡가 수술라 그러면서 개매와지 개둘라 때매와지 고 녀드나 개개 되와게 자고 말이.
And so, but if you don't see that, and then don't think of him or her as your teacher, and you just go to listen to his or her teachings, you don't form that relationship. You don't form that relationship of teacher disciple.
뭐 땅보는 뭐지 빼망보송도 아니 당보 아니 주로는 시전에 주년 거 그래서 아니 되네 봐주는 소송원에 대화쇼나 아니 그게 된거 그래 송도.
So His Holiness mentioned this many times. When you go to listen to somebody's teaching, then you just see that person as a dharma friend, as a friend, and you listen to the teachings as a friend, and then if you really find that he has all this, or he or she has all those qualities of being a valid teacher, and then you can start to see him or her as your teacher.
아니 송도 가대 와들이 시부가라다 아니 오늘 전에 고 라마들 라마 담스 그
So that's for the general teachings, for the general. But if you're receiving initiations or vows, then there's no choice but to see that person as your teacher. So if you are not sure, whether you'll be able to see that person as your teacher, then better not receive any vows and initiations from that person.
Okay. Okay. Now we go to different direction. Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So it has to be something that has been done by somebody, and through doing which they have had the experience and realization. So I haven't heard of anybody having generated bodhicitta by seeing all sentient beings as their child. Yeah.
Anyway, if it makes you more,
compassion
for them, it's okay. It's nothing wrong. If you go to a high level, then you want to change, you can change easily. Right now, we are very, low level. We just,
whatever works.
Whatever works, just trust that. And then you really go, not to your deep about the other. Take your hand on any telekora, and the jewel, and the tawatabara.
So just like the monk who did a sweeping, and then he was made to chant this prayer. Line 2 lines, and abandon the dust, abandon the stain, and then he just was doing that, and then later after that he understood the meaning, and then through that then he was able to achieve liberation. So like that.
Okay. Okay. That the hanju ti kadam gom the mamu japsho was. Gom the hanju jasho. Tang hanju teri man rotu mas washira.
So yeah. So whatever Geshe taught earlier. So meditate on that for as long as possible. I haven't been able to go much through that. And so the next one is the using adversity on the path to enlightenment. It says that when the container and its contents are filled with negativity, transform adverse conditions into the path to enlightenment. Immediately apply whatever you encounter to meditation. To possess the four practices is the best of methods.
다들 다 저탄 거래를 해서나. 나 저도 수보 마대원을 견도해. 전사 수보 마대원으로 즉 세마 마대원을 경도해 줘.
So like how do you use change to transform that adverse conditions into a path to enlightenment? How do you transform that, right? So do you feel uncomfortable now, like sitting in one position? Do you feel pain in your back or in your knees or in your hips?
Okay. Can you look? It's just serious, right? 다들 그래 대갑려야. 나한테 영화대 가 나는 소소대 냐도 소소대 냐도 가. 심지어 쓰지라 마요 마쇼. 잠블이 심지어 간간 딘리게 아니 영화대 찾아 내가 네 영화 고쳐버 쇼 삼고 텔레징에 선들람 질라 그래서.
And so what it mean by transforming that adverse condition to path to enlightenment is that when you have that experience, right? So when you feel that pain, and then think about your pain, and then think about all sentient beings. May none of those sentient beings go through this kind of pain. And then by my experiencing, may they all be free from their pain. So may I be able to take all their pains, may it be adequate for me to experience the suffering of all sentient beings. And so when you think like that, then that adverse condition you had, that pain you have, then you are transforming that into a path to enlightenment.
뭐 대ppe 매듭니 받침 봐. 대문에 삼도나 팅 삼질 수도 나사대 팽글서도 와.
So that's very, very powerful. So if you can think like that, that can purify so much negative prejudice that can even get rid of your disease also.
오케이. 저서변은 고난에 와 고난은 고난에 걸어야. 당한 고난도. 다른 데는 내다고 쓰지를 모여 마셔. 또 심지어 참말에 있는데 고난에 와도 단단 내니고 고쳐버리고 다 삼고 텔레징이 셔절라도 저르스.
So like many people have headache, right? Like migraines especially, So when they feel that pain, and you can think like, may any other sentient beings not have to go through this kind of pain. And by my experiencing this, may I be able to take the suffering of all sentient, all the headache of all sentient beings, like that. So if you think like that, then that becomes very positive attitude, which takes you into the path to enlightenment.
알아 너주 두배 강위 제다 가리게 된게 동안 문제에 동안 가리 영화였나야 띵에 샤절람도 제고 그래 가리졌나 텔라도 꺼놓자 다 나치고 산단 거르스.
And so whenever in adverse conditions that you face, or whatever difficulties you face, always thinking like in that way. So that way you transform that. And then it says like immediately apply whatever you encounter to meditation. So whatever you encounter, whatever kind of pain you go through, apply that to meditation in that way.
Okay. 그래서 닉슨 부조 샘 리더 샘 강이라고 시킨도에.
So right now, do you experience any difficulties, any pain in your body or in your mind?
Okay. Close your eyes. Can you look?
Think about that.
이제 된지 영화였나? 대 semje sijlandre moya washo semje kandela yonon tigin tapinge chegi sam tela to do convergence la gres.
So when you have that kind of pain or problems, and then think that may none of the sentient beings go through that kind of pain, and my experience in this may may all the pain of other sentient beings be free from their pain, like that. So immediately immediately apply that into your practice.
Okay. 어때 다쳐서 상인하니 따든다치를 꼼잡쇼 대임이 땡땡 꼼잡 소소라치 세바티 보면봐 ямно 수보대 보면봐 근데 가래 쇼가나 갑도 따라 아다 샘지 쓰지는데 모양 와쇼 강
So for next day or week or month, then think about that. Every time you face some difficulties, may other beings, may none of the sentient beings have to go through this kind of pain or this kind of problem. And by my experiencing this, may I be able to take all the pain and sufferings of other sentient beings upon me. Like that. So immediately apply that into meditation.
Okay, 다 텐데 영화라 남도 살면 다 듣고 말했다. 데 소소 바저도 말. 저마도 다 소사도 자체고래. 아니 저와지데 탑진 쪽에서 내 빼면 것이 뭐였어.
And then of course, that's what we're thinking now, but then when you're outside there, busy doing other things, your mind is not really focusing on the practice, right? At that time, will you be able to think like that? No, right? Difficult, very difficult. So for that, what do we need? It's a merit. We need to purify the negativities, and we have to accumulate merit. So what obstructs us from doing that is the negativities, and what will help us to do that is the merit. Right? So we have to accumulate merit and purify negativity. So that's why it says to possess the 4 practices is the best of methods. So the method, to be able to do that is to engage in these practices. And says the 4 practices. The one is the practice of accumulating merit. And then the practice of purifying the negativities. And then there's also other practice. It's the practice of making torma offering, ritual cake offerings, to the spirits and ghosts. And then there's a practice of making offerings, to the gods and deities. And so then, so when you are not able to think it that way right away, then that means that you don't have enough merit, or too much negativities, and therefore you're not able to think it that way. So therefore now I have to engage in this practice of accumulating merit and purifying the negativities. Yeah, so think like that now for a little while.
Okay.
So what do we want to have is happiness, and don't want to, is the suffering, but we continuously experience sufferings. Right? So when that is happening, that's a signal. That's a signal giving to you that you have to purify the negativities and accumulate merit. And to do the practice of accumulating merit, you have all these 7 limb practices, right? Making prostrations, making offerings, rejoicing, and so forth. So when you make offerings, you can think of all kinds of objects that you offer. The objects that you own or you don't own, like in the environments. That now the fall season, you see all these beautiful, colorful leaves, flowers. You can imagine offering all this to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Okay, also you can transform your body, speech, and mind into a mandala, and then offer that to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And then again, when you experience all the sufferings, even though you don't want to experience any, and don't experience any happiness, when you want to experience it, then that is a sign that you have to purify the negativities. Okay?
다 담보 속사 아니 디올라 득바샹송 와세.
So first you accumulate the merit, and then you purify the negativities, right?
다 단달라 아니 단다직 다 소소 사만은 좀 말거든요나. 알레 다 소소가 깨와 남마 아니 젤라야. 아니 대화 접하나 동아 세와 로바시바 파시는 텔라텔에 용와라 게셔바다. 아니 지 텔레라 쟁거 로바시는 텔라 마가와시베다 렌차. 아니 나라라 플라덴도 세메다 아니 정말 또 맞은 거 그래서.
And then, so even after doing the practice now of the accumulation of merit and purification of negativities, you still see that. Then it says, okay, so that means maybe I have done something bad in the past. I have caused hindrances in other people doing their practices, or discouraged or felt bad or feel said bad things or felt bad about others doing practices. So therefore now I'm in debt with those negativities. So in order to pay back that, and now I have to make offerings of torma to the spirits and ghosts.
Okay. 대 남주 배나 소속이 클라스에 걸려야 먼저 단도와라 비사면도 무슨 배나 라마도에 클라스 저기를 카티 라포차 되게 렌자차 되는 많은데 아니 주로도 입사 그래서.
And so the torma, usually you can do just, of course there's a whole process of doing that offering, but the simple way can be like, after every time after you finish eating, last portion of your food, you can just, squeeze it, in your hand, and then, like a dough, and then, bless, it with the mantras or prayers, and then, imagine giving it, to the spirits. So
okay.
The lamas, they do that. They just, they call it, debt. Giving a debt.
아니 나 지나도 되면은 남주 지나서 칼라서에 걸려야 칼라서부터야 조바페기로 와서 조바페도 위치들이야. 되게 드마이로 와. 근데 또서 예다도 강가가 소소 안에 지 너바카리 근데 선발이 뭐 쇼 삼잖아. 근데 이게 와.
So then also, like when you make offerings of the food, right? The food is offered, then there's like spirits, like the smell eaters, So imagine giving the smell of the food, to those hungry ghosts, like that. If you imagine an offering to them, that also becomes this practice, of making torma offerings. Torma means like, the food, right? Ritual cake,
Bring it outside, we leave it on the table. Do you bring it outside, we leave it on the table?
남녀도 저것도 와 있어 그래서.
Yeah, you bring it outside.
너와 사업자님이야 괜히 용 라용 뭔거요 사니야.
Yeah, but here you have to be careful, right? They might bring more, insects or bugs, and then, so it might cause problems. So usually it's like that, but it depends.
당간소 안에 속사서 와서 득바샹사서 와서 아니 다 정보라 돌마전사서 와서 단 담아대 다 단다 소소 남도 들으면 알레 다데 아니 지금 아니 상제도 상제도 많이 아니 추 저발라 아니 지가로 아니 지금 딱 조던 챌린징에게 아니 주존라 또만 보쇼 냐면야 아니 라군도 섬네 아니 주존라 또만 보고 그래서.
So now all these things, so the signal, right, the sign, that you're getting, when you experience the suffering which you don't want to experience and don't experience the happiness which you want to experience, is that because you don't have enough merit. So you have to accumulate merit, and because you're too much in the negativities, so you have to purify them. You did that, and now then also, or maybe it's because you cause a hindrance to others' practice. So now there's these spirits and others causing harm to you. So for them to not cause harm to you, then you give offerings to them. Then after that, still you have those things. There's a sign that again, now you need a help. You need a help to do this. You need a help of the gods and deities to do this practice. So now you make offerings to the gods and deities to grant you the blessing or realizations to be able to do the practice. And so here we have this, to the Dharma protectors, the Dharma protectors, like the guardians and the Dharma protectors, and so like we have a Palden Lama, which is is a super mundane, the Dharma protectors. So to them, you make offerings. So just like we have here Palden Lama, to which we make offerings all the time.
Do you know that the Chinese tradition they do now fire puja? They often burn a lot of foods. That is for Tabo the Kusur Tangdot, and the Jomar Turmachingaros, and some Kusu Santangdo, and the Tita, the kind of Chujula chop here is.
So the first, they're giving, like it's like just a smell, that creates a smell, and that's for the spirits, some kind of spirits called the smell eaters, So then after that you burn the food. That's making offerings to the deities.
The master Hato, he loves to go to the cemeteries. He threw up cemeteries, everything, breads, flowers, cookies. Then I was very always worried. They come to, complaining, here the cemetery is very clean, right? Those people doesn't know. He know that people, a lot of people die there. Well, especially the people in the armies, they also,
Graveyards, right? So the way you have cemetery is where you cemetery, graveyard, same thing. And so that it's believed that there's a ghost, like people who died, their spirits can be, may not have been born to some kind of rebirth, and there are spirits roaming around. So that's the belief, right? So that's why this master, he throws food on the graveyards, but this is very clean, so Geshe he was worried that, people might, get offended or might not like it, when you throw food and flowers and things like that on the graveyard.
We went to the one cemetery, we said, okay, we're going to the fight puja loksur. The one, the guy who is looking at us comes, no, you're not allowed to. He said, we're going to puja. He said, no, you're not allowed to puja today. We couldn't get a chance to the fire there. Yeah, this is, like that.
So these are also all the aids to do the practice, right? So you need, on top of doing the purification and accumulation, then you also need other help to do the practices. And so it says immediately apply whatever you encounter to meditation, right? If you're not able to do that, then you do this. To possess the four practices is the best of the methods. So if you're not able to do that right away, then that's a sign that you have to purify the negativities and all these things. So you have to engage in all these four practices. So now meditate for 5 minutes, on these four practices, right? So then first, whatever adverse conditions that you are facing, difficulties that you are facing now, try to apply that into practice, right? Into practice, to like thinking, may others be, not have to experience this, and may I be able to take the sufferings of all others, and as I experience this, may this adequate, the others' sufferings as well, and things like that. So if you are not able to do that, then that means that you have to engage in these four practices. Then imagine doing these four practices.
Okay, do 5 minutes to meditation, one by one.
Oh, there's the four practices that we just talked about: accumulation of merit, purification of the negativities, making offerings of the dharma to the spirits, and then offerings to the gods and deities. Those four practices.
First, find to your any problems, any sickness, any uncomfortable. When you find that, wish to never ever happen this kind of experience, any beings. I'm going this behalf of all Mother Samji beings. Then I'm sure you're not able to think about that. You're thinking other things, you heard other things. Your mind going another place. It makes you need to create the merit. Then the start merit is sublimate phrase. Particularly your Buddha, your teacher, and Buddha Dharma. Still you are not able to keep your mind. It means you are purify your negative karma. Remember you any kind of negative karma, then you have very strong regard. Instead of the bodhicitta and refuge, from that they recite 100 syllables mantras or 35 Buddha praise. After that, you will have promise and never do again any negative karma. Still not able to do that. It means you need to offer for the spiritual to give the dharma. And the previous life, you didn't help for other beings to be happy, free from suffering. If someone doing that, also you make the obstacles. You have to pay back the loan. Then whenever you eat, keep the smile. So you are not able to do that. It means you need to help request for Dharma protectors. Please give me help to successful your practice. That also when you eat first you offer for Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Then the imagine and the moment also you think also offer for the Dharma protectors. That kind of thinking also action, both you have to go. Okay, that's good. And that's Sani Nani, and the Trella Tatu Gomla Jarato Yapotasho.
So for next day or two, try to apply everything, whatever you encounter, into immediately into that meditation.
Okay, this is the homework. Any other questions? Yes.
But, sorry, by applying immediately, go ahead.
Yes.
Repeat the homework.
Meditation that again.
Just, okay.
So whatever you encounter,
Yes.
so all the difficulties that you encounter, try to apply that into practice, to take it to path to enlightenment.
Example, like who always very easy to call, like me, is a sovereign. I said, okay, never ever anyone has like this kind of experience. I'm taking their sovereign to call. You easy to heart. You say, okay, never ever anyone have this kind. It's not you say we don't say maybe someone is uncomfortable. Never happen. Like you can immediately you don't say, oh, it's too much for me. I'm too cold. Weather is terrible, or too hot. Not like that. Or I have this experience, but never ever happen anyone. Okay? Yes, Bob.
When it says apply immediately to meditation, does it mean stop and meditate, or does it mean
Exchange.
just have those thoughts while you're doing what you're doing?
Exchange. You don't have to think about it. You watch the go matters. When it's not, but you go down now, go Navada Tahara Ali, Nango Navati, Simjin Tamjun Ganawa, Kochabasho. There is such a Mayosho, there is immediately said.
So, like for example, if you are having a headache, immediately think that, So that's may no other sentient beings have to experience this kind of headache, and by my experiencing this, may it be on behalf of all sentient beings, so that they will not have to experience it. So my experiencing may become like on behalf of all sentient beings. So like if you do that, then immediately I think like that. So that's like immediately applying to practice meditation. So after that, you still have to go to see the doctor. Just by thinking like that, you will not get rid of your headache. But that helps a lot, to your mind. Of course, as you get advanced, and that can really help. You will not have to go to see doctor then.
Okay. Yes.
So my question's not too silly. I've heard of stories in the past of like Maitre Yogi, for example, when he was doing Tonglen, that he saw a dog hit by a rock, and he had a bruise on him because he felt the pain of the dog. But has anyone ever actually taken on a disease or died from the practice because they actually took on the suffering? Has it ever been dangerous for somebody to do?
On this? So in reality, it's not possible, to take the sufferings of other beings on you, but in order to subdue somebody, to make them to have more devotion in the teachings and in the practice, they can show you that, like it's possible.
So that story was just like him displaying?
Yeah, displaying it, yeah. It could be, yeah. Tanda Koran Dung Shajara. Michi killer doshune, kola then another day, kola another day, tomorrow's. Tindi the other consultation, pay attention to the rivers.
Otene peta, then younger sand or Ingero, Shazro, Chile, Nazata, Tinada Decali, Shindulaka, Shindu Chas on the Chio.
Milarba,
Teo, the Yadu, Shindulako took and Shindu Chas came out. And that could Nipakan, not telling Nipakan and Nipan yourself, don't get was.
Yeah, it's just to show the power, so show the power. Like, I don't know if you have seen this, this monk, who pretend to be a very, like highly realized and come to Milarepa, and then, of course, giving him poison, right? So gave him the poison, and then, bribe the lady to give him poison, and by giving her a turquoise like that, and then, but Milarepa didn't display anything, so then. He said, if you were to, if I were to put this pen on that pillar, like the pillar would like burst, so, and then he put like that, and that pillar like burst, But of course, usually in reality, poison doesn't kill the pillar. I mean, like the wood or stone, right? But it's just to show the example.
Okay. Yes.
You had said that if we can't visualize that we're taking we're experiencing that pain for everybody else, then we needed to increase our merit or do purification. But if in doing that, in doing the visualization, does that create merit or purification also?
That's all.
Yeah,
Teo Youngers, Teo Sosagers. Shochin Tsokadana, Tsosawa, Tishule, the Bayatag was.
Teacher to harsher than do it, then Sosa, Josh the Chomara.
The younger the Chego Marina, that thing of the young culture and also some Degmare.
So yeah, so if you are able to do that, then that's it. That's a very good practice. That's a very powerful practice, right? But the reason why you have the reason why you have to do those four practices is because you are not able to do that. So to be able to do that, then you do these practices, But if you can do that, of course, then that itself is a very powerful practice, to accumulate merit and to purify negativity.
In a Namjuben and some of the Vina, and to the Chata Chegra was.
So yeah, but of course, it's difficult, difficult for us to be able to do that. Therefore, we have to do these four practices, and especially like people when we're doing the retreats, they always do these four practices in order to be able to do that practice, the retreat, practice whatever actual practice they're doing, to be able to do that actual practice properly, and they do these four practices, So like, we have in the group puja, we have the leftover soak offering, so that's like offering to the spirits, giving to the spirits.
Like that. Okay? Okay, then we stop. Then try to more meditation there, okay? Then got the sociologic. The main thing is if you have any difficult situation, any uncomfortable, unhappy feeling, that about the moment try to explain. Okay, because you already have the experience. If you just cry, it doesn't fix. So I have this experience, but never ever happen anyone this kind of experience. It's very big exchange. Okay, you say, okay, I have to think about this, it doesn't work. You say, yeah, some number of
So you have to think from your heart, not just think, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do, but still think, this is what I want to do.
Okay? Okay, thank you. Everyone ready to?
Okay, page 39, please. And we'll go pretty quickly, I guess. Saji poke chuchi te tantra relogging nechi te ge padi sange jing te mike uagi drowan tunte siga tropa sho jesu lame su triab tension nam yatim chobe gurpya dang wopan trente tama sasungi trome melchum tobe nekurgi ridam rulu rapandala kam niryatayami. For my 2 collections vastest space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom eyes, blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of the great paths of teachings, and may I please all the Buddhists by practicing. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the paths as I have discerned them. May I uphold the Buddhist teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread or have once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddhist deeds be nourished for a long time. By even this great course to enlightenment completed due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children, may all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold mantra and Buddhist practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezig remain in life till samsara's end. Page 49, the short long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. You who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjuna's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplished all magnificent prayers honoring the 3 jewels, Savior, myself, and others, your disciples, please, please, live long. On page 57, prayers of dedication. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Buddha state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. Reexamine. Mig me se wei te chen chen raising, dream me kem pe wang po jom pel yang, gan chen ke pe su gen song kapa, no song drop de shabla so. Thank you. Okay, so Marianne popped in and she let us know that we had a very special visitor on Saturday, 10 o'clock here. Can you tell us more? Is it this Saturday?
She said Saturday. She said Saturday at 10 o'clock.
No, not Saturday? Yeah. Sunday. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Sunday. Okay, so no class. Wonderful. And open to everybody? Okay, great. And then no class the following Sunday either.